Hello and welcome to the 2-minute tutorial on borrowing with mixed numbers. So what we're going to do is a regular subtraction problem. So we're going to use our 5 steps that we see right here. But then at the end you're going to notice that we're going to have to borrow before we write it sideways. So let's do our first step, stack it. We have 6 1/3. Take away 2 4/6. So we did our stacking. Awesome. Now let's get those delicious fraction bars ready. Let's go red. How about some cherry fraction bars? We have one here and one here. Remember, that's to make our new equivalent fractions because we need to get similar denominators. So we just did our fraction bars. Now we need to match up the denominators. Remember, the denominator is the bottom of the fractions. So we're going to count by 3's down here. We'll kind of go far away. We'll count by 3's and 6's. And do the multiples until they meet. So we go 3, 6. Oh, we already have a match right there. So our common denominator is 6. So we put in our 6's. Let's switch colors again. Let's go blue this. No, we already did blue. Let's do yellow. All right. So now what do we have? That step's done. Now our next step is to put our 4 x's because we're trying to make equivalent fractions. So we ask ourselves, how many 6's go into 6? 6 times what? 6 times 1. Whatever you do to the bottom of the fraction, you do to the top. So 4 times 1 is 4. Okay, the top number here, 6 1/3, is a little bit different because we say 3 times what equals 6 times 2. Whatever you do to the denominator, you have to do the numerator. So 1 times 2 is 2. Now usually we would go to the next step and rewrite it sideways. But this is where the borrowing comes in. If you take a look, we are going to have to take 4 away from 2, but we only have 2 things. We don't have enough, so we need more 6ths. Okay, so how do we do it? Here we go. Let's go back to black. So we have 6 holes here. We're going to cross out the 6 and make it a 5, and we're going to move our 1 hole right here. Okay, so remember, there were 6 and now there's only 5, so we have a hole. The big question is, how much is in 1 hole? Well, remember, the denominator always tells us how much is in a hole. So the denominator in this case is a 6, so 6 sixths would be 1 whole. So remember when we took the 1 from here, we had 6, now we only have 5. Where did that 1 whole go? Like 6 pieces of pizza went over to here. So we already had 2 sixths, plus now we have 6 more sixths. So how much does that equal? We have 8 sixths. Now that is a fraction greater than 1, but that's going to help us because remember we have to take away 4. So now let's just, I don't want to confuse you, let's just write it all sideways. So we have 5 8 sixths. Take away 2 4 sixths. And now 5th graders, we have enough because 5 take away 2 is 3. And when we subtract our numerators, right, 8 take away 4, we now have enough. Before we only had 2, but now we have 8. Why? Because we added the 1 whole. If that's confusing, just know that we borrowed the 1 whole, and now we have, remember, it's subtract. 8 take away 4 is 4 6. That is an awesome answer. To be a perfect answer, we could even make that smaller by dividing the top and bottom by 2 since they're both even, to get the perfect answer of 3 2/3. Final answer. There you go. Thank you.